What we did last night. How should I interpret that?
Misha pops in. Did somebody say interpret? Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to Hisao Ruins Everything again.
Every time. Just always. And yet he still beds everybody, including Hanako.
Yep. It's almost like he's an anime protagonist.
Yeah. We love them.
We're just jealous.
Yeah. Not many people seem to care about this event. A few look around to see what all the fuss is about, but go back to what they were previously doing soon after. I'm left despairingly looking at the door that Hanako disappeared out of. The idea of running after her passes through my mind, but I'm fairly sure that Hanako can run faster than I can.
Should have trained with Emmy.
And besides, what would I say to her once I caught up anyways? Eventually, I simply crouched down and began picking up the items that had fallen to the ground from her desk. I feel low in every way, reduced to this as students pass by me on their way out of the room.
I gotta pick up after a woman? God!
I feel a tap on my shoulder. I look up to see Shizune and Misha looking at me. Curiosity about the situation written on their faces, mixed with a slightly apologetic look at the idea that they were partially responsible for what just happened. Shizune says, Nothing. He-chan, if we can help at all. I just shake my head. Just shut up. This isn't a matter for them, and from Shizune's expression and the tone of Misha's voice, I think they know the same thing. Oh, Shizune acknowledges my response. I hope I didn't.
I don't think it skipped anything. I think it was just them fading away.
And gives a solemn bow before making her way out of the room. Misha soon follows her out, obediently following her role as Shizune's shadow or interpreter.
Right. Her job.
I pick myself up, books and pens in hand, and place them inside Hanako's desk. The classroom now empty, I end up just leaning against her desk and thinking to myself in silence. Oh, good. More reading for
it's me. One of the fucking Hisao paragraphs.
Welcome to the Hisao paragraphs. It feels like there's a complete emotional disconnect between Hanako and me. We haven't known each other for all that long, and despite wanting to start going out with her, I really don't know that much about how Hanako views things.
If only you could, ask her.
If only you could speak all these words.
Right.
I've been studying as hard as I can for exams, but I still don't feel like I have any real sense of direction behind it. I tried to be a friend to Hanako, even if I couldn't tell her my feelings, and all we've done is drive each other apart. I couldn't even write a letter back to the one girl who ever loved me, Iwanako. Who gives a shit about Iwanako? What should I do? What can I do? I just slept with a girl and now I can't talk to her. I simply don't know the answer to either of those questions. I do know that nobody else can nobody else can help me with them. Just going
Lily.
Back to the way things were would be enough to make me happy. But I knew that it can never happen. Something that changed between us last night. Yeah, maybe it changed beforehand, and it just came to a head then. I know that there's a wall that Hanako has between me and her. I've been hitting that wall every time I've tried to interact with her on any level. But now I'm beginning to think that I have my own wall between us just as much as she does. She has to practically drag my past out of me, and mine was much less traumatic than hers. I want to say it's because I haven't had long to adjust since my heart attack, but I know full well that I would just be an excuse.
Get over it then.
The one time I can recall when it really felt like she was opening up to me of her own accord when we were playing billiards in the city. I was the one who stopped her from going further. I want to know Hanako better. I want to save our friendship, if not begin a real relationship with her. Then go tell her that.
What's the worst that happened? She says no.
My mind begins to tick as I sit against her desk, thinking to myself in the empty classroom that we've spent so much time in together.
Mutao's just like, what are you still doing here?
I have to talk to Hanako.
Yay!
Wow. It didn't even take Misha that time.
Right?
I pace around in the park, feelings of anxiety rolling over me. Every so often I reach into my pocket to take out my phone, but each and every time I hesitate and end up slipping it back in.
There you go. Just send a text message. That's easier.
Are we, like, dating?
Yeah.
If this were any normal situation, I wouldn't be cutting classes. Unfortunately, it isn't. And so I find myself in the town below the school at 2 in the afternoon.
I don't even think of the fact that you have other classes.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just you only see Mutail's class.
Ever since I met Hanako, I've been the one to initiate everything between us. The one that started conversations went to her, wherever she was, and suggested what we should do.
Plus ripped my clothes off.
Today, this once, I don't want to be the only one doing that. My hand dives into my pocket once more, and this time I quickly navigate to the texting menu before I have a chance to change my mind again. Hanako, if you want to talk, I'll be at the park in town for a while. Fighting a last measure of doubt, I thumb in my message to Hanako and press the button to send it. The send button.
That seems like a breakup text.
Yeah, no
Meet
kidding.
me in the park tomorrow.
And now I wait. My part in this has been fulfilled. Yeah.
It's out of my hands
Don't
now.
have to do anything else now. What needs to happen now is for Hanako to make the decision. It would be meaningless for me to drag her here. She needs to decide for herself whether she wants to meet me. This guy's an asshole. The apple juice. You know, maybe she's so weird because, like, you slept together and then she brought you breakfast.
And
like,
you
so
said
she's-
like nothing
She's
to her.
clearly okay with everything, and then you're just like awkward as hell. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk to you now.
Yeah. I don't want to look uncool in front of everybody, so
Yeah.
I won't talk to you.
You slept with her, and now you're not talking to her. She's probably freaking out right now.
Yeah.
The apple juice from the vending machine tastes awfully bitter as I swill it down. My grip on the can
Ew.
has caused it to dent slightly in the middle.
A can of apple juice? That sounds weird.
Delicious. No, that does sound weird. I shouldn't be this tense, but it's probably inevitable. Hanako is dear to me. Is she? You don't act like it. What happened in the last couple of days has put a lot of pressure on both of us. The idea of losing all the progress we've made and coming closer to one another and losing our friendship as a whole is deeply unsettling, and I don't still...
Yeah, just go after Lily. You still got a chance with her.
But even then, I still don't really know how close we are. We may have had sex, but before that, all I knew us to be was friends. Maybe we are more than that, but if so, I never realized it. How many times are we going to say this?
Nobody told me.
Maybe that's why I feel so uneasy right now. I don't understand Hanako, despite all the time we've spent together. The minutes are ticking by, and I still have no idea whether she'll show up. God, I sent it like 2 minutes ago.
Hisao?
Oh, there she is, finally.
Jeez.
I paused for a moment.
Never mind.
You're late.
I thought the text said tomorrow.
No.
Oh, why did I read it as tomorrow? Weird.
Almost not believing that I'm hearing the voice I am hearing, I drop the can and stand up with a start.
Stroking out.
Hanako. Because thank God I almost said Lily.
Yeah.
We look at each other for a few seconds before Hanako becomes too embarrassed to maintain eye contact and begins to nervously fiddle with a roughly cut lock of her hair covering the side of her face. When I went to see Hanako in her room by myself after her breakdown, I had no idea what to say. I was fine then. All either of us wanted was each other's presence.
And the sex.
Now, though, I feel like I need to talk to her directly. I want to break down this wall between us before it forces us apart for good. Hanako, what we did last night, how should I interpret that?
Misha pops in. Did somebody say interpret?
I can answer that for you. Hanako stops playing with her hair and looks at me, her head cast slightly downwards. She looks ashamed, which is probably a good mirror of how I would look now if I weren't so concerned.
I thought you might eventually go away if I was only someone you needed to protect. I thought that if I let you do that, you might see me as someone more than that.
My first reaction is disbelief, but I did do it with her, after all. I had plenty of opportunities where I could have stopped things, stepped back, and questioned what we were doing. But I didn't.
Of course not.
In the end, though, I didn't. A horrible feeling rises in the pit of my stomach. She offered herself to me because of what she thought I wanted, and now it feels like I took advantage of her. She may have been willing, but only under false premises.
Well, now it's not cool.
Good job. I've never been good at hiding my emotions from physically showing, and now is no different. Hanako looks down once more, a strange mixture of depression, regret, and sickness written to her face. Oh, that's great. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Things are just going so swell right now.
You want the girl you just had sex with to be filled with regret.
Yeah.
That's how you know you did it right.
Thick silence hangs in the air, save for the breeze blowing through the trees around us.
You just hear the wind through the trees. You're an idiot.
I knew you couldn't look at me that way.
Hanako's words are said in little more than a whisper, seemingly directed just as much at herself as to me. In what way? What do you mean?
All I ever was to you was a useless person, just someone to protect, someone like a child.
No, don't say that. I did not see you as a child.
I wanted to be more to you than that, and after so long, I got used to it.
The tone of her voice is unlike any I've heard her use before. She sounds disgusted, not at me, but at herself.
After I came out of my room, I saw that you had started drifting away. I felt like I was going to lose you because you wanted somebody you could have that kind of relationship with.
I see the way you look at Lily.
Damn it. The way you look at every other girl.
Yeah, Jesus.
You were more quiet in school than before, and you were getting on so well with Yuko. I thought that I might lose you.
It is pretty much, this is like all of that coming to a head of like, you keep looking at all these girls and interacting with all these girls.
I called that. She's
yeah.
Every time she walks in, you're with
right.
Miki or Yuko or Misha.
Or waitress.
She thought I was bored of her because I wanted a romantic relationship. But we're friends, right?
Ooh. Knife to the gut.
I wouldn't just abandon you like that, even if what you're saying was true.
Friendship was something I thought I'd given up on. I stopped believing in others after what happened after the accident. Before the accident happened, I got on well with people and other children. I didn't have many friends, but I didn't mind because I treasured the ones that I had. Afterwards, though, I was called names by the others and teased a lot. It hurt really deeply, almost as much as the third-degree burns all over my body. The teachers tried to help, but they couldn't do much, and even many of them recoiled just at the sight of me because the third-degree burns all over my body. Among those calling me names and teasing me were the ones that I thought were my closest friends. From then on, I believed that it didn't matter if nobody else acknowledged me. All my existence ever did was make people troubled, after all. It was easier if I just didn't exist.
I think you've said more words for her in the past.
I know!
The entire rest of the playthrough.
This is how I voice this character, guys, if you didn't notice.
But after meeting Lily, and then you... I tried, but I couldn't make myself think that way again.
All that time, she didn't trust me. She thought, just like everyone else in her life had, that she was worthless. Someone to throw away once I got bored of being with her. So now I'm going to get mad at her.
Yeah, I mean, that won't happen for like a couple of years at least.
That hurts. That's the one kind of person I never ever wanted to be seen as. Because I know better than most just how horrible it feels to be thrown away by those who I thought liked me. She's cracking from the memories she's bringing up. I feel useless, completely unable to console her. In a strange way, though, I am almost thankful that she's allowing me to know this. The wall going between us is going away, even if it hurts so badly to bring it down. Hanako, if you'd just told me.
Was I wrong?
Of course you. She wasn't. Hanako wasn't wrong. It's difficult to force myself to admit this, but I know trying to deny it is pointless. To me and to Lily, she was someone we tried to protect. She had become to me what I'd become to my friends after my heart attack, a broken person. I liked her, possibly even loved her, but I never acted on that precisely because I thought she was so fragile. I mean, I don't look at you that way now. I got worried about you after what happened to you in class, and I thought I should try to protect you. When you locked yourself in your room, though, I got afraid, and I thought you were rejecting me. And it forced me to think about a lot of different things.
Well, that's just proof that playing hard to get works.
I wasn't rejecting you.
She blurts it out with an almost scared tone to her voice, taking me off guard. She quickly becomes embarrassed by her outburst, before clenching her fists and working through what she wants to say in her mind.
And we'll figure out what she wants to say next time. I'm actually kind of worried of cutting the episode off because I know we're in the last act.
It might end very, very.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, you will just have to just tack it on to the end of the episode and have like a longer finale. I have to imagine we're close to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, see you next time. Maybe.
Yeah.
We're never coming back.